Welcome everybody, and welcome to the session SAP Analytics. I would like to introduce myself a little bit at the beginning. I'm from SAP Germany, and I'm working in the BTP, Business Technology Platform area, where analytics is a very important topic, which I'm covering. But I'm not alone, I have a friend with me. You will see him next to me.
Thank you, Juergen, and this is Iver van der Zand. I'm running solution management for analytics based out of Belgium. And I think, Juergen, you're from Germany, is that right? Are you living in Hamburg, by the way?
I'm from Germany, and I'm also living in Hamburg, that's right.
That's a beautiful city, and I've been there a few times. And do you know by accident the Elbphilharmonie?
To be honest, I'm now a little bit surprised that you know the Elbphilharmonie.
Been there.
I know the Elbphilharmonie, and it's really difficult to get tickets, by the way. But
is it?
Yeah, one day I had luck, and I was able to buy 2 tickets for my wife and for me. And when I was in the concert, and when I'm listening to all the musicians, I was thinking, wow, this is like SAP Analytics Cloud.
Really?
Yes,
you need to explain that.
I will explain you that. So have a look at this film.
Right now, you're listening to data, and you're listening to it the same way you listen to the data that drives your business, when it's spread across dozens of different places. Your sales and distribution data is one track, and your inventory management data is another. So is your sustainability data, your production planning and logistics data, your accounting data, and your technology investment data. The problem with listening to each track by itself is that the harmony is missing, so it sounds disconnected. But when you bring it all together, the music, like your business, comes alive, synchronized, in real time. And when you surround that data with powerful applications, insightful analytics, and emerging technologies like AI, blockchain, and the Internet of Things, you go from seeing what's happening in your business to understanding why it's happening. And that changes everything. Hidden inefficiencies become obvious, changing customer needs become easily anticipated, and new opportunities become new revenue streams faster than ever.
Iver, the message I think is very clear. So you see here now the conductor, and the task of the conductor is to bring all the musicians, the different instruments together in order to create a perfect sound. And that's exactly also the task of every CEO, of every CFO or CIO, to bring all the different databases together in order to create the right decision for the company. This is one of the biggest challenges. And Iver, I know that you are out on the street very often.
Yep.
And I also know that you are also talking to different customers. You are talking also to different users. What is your experience? Is this really one of the biggest challenges? Are there other challenges?
Yeah, this resonates very well, Juergen. And let me shed a light a little bit on how I see this when I talk to customers. And there are a few things that are important. Yeah. So if we look a little bit at the facts that we recognize, talking to customers, interacting with them, then a number of use cases come back all the time. Yeah. And one of them is talking about true self-service. Yeah. How many of us don't want true self-service? And true self-service, to my understanding and to discussing with the customers, is basically on 2 levels. Yeah. So it's on the level of self-service in terms of analytics. Yeah, end users who want to act and interconnect with semantics, create their own insights, and create their own action plan based on those insights. But self-service is also on the level of warehousing, of unlocking the data from your source systems, bringing them into a model, and not have this all done by localized IT departments. People want to do that themselves. So we see that self-service use case, running your own insights, bringing the data together basically on 2 levels. Yeah. Second element, and I think we saw that happening also in the video that Juergen just showed us, is all about integration. Yeah. There was such an overload on data, that people really have a need to integrate data and bring them together in one layer of semantics. Yeah. And that has to be in a trusted way. Yeah? Think about even in our area over here in Europe. Yeah? There's so many additional regulations coming on. People need to trust the data, period. Yeah? And integrate it. So that's the second use case that we see. And then the third one, and basically it talks to the first two ones, is the enormous need for agility. Act now, act soon, immediately, agility. That is what we need. So we need to have systems that integrate, that talk towards each other's context to really make that agility work. Yeah? Let's look at the next slide where you can see a little bit how we as SAP see that happening. What we have done, we brought that data management, that warehousing element and that analytics element really together as a power couple. As a power couple, using each other's context, using each other's power and semantics. Yeah, they're close to be integrated. That is one thing that we have done. And the portfolios that we position over there is, of course, SAP Data Warehouse Cloud, yeah, as well as SAP Analytics Cloud. And especially the latter will be the topic of discussion today. Yeah? Trusted data to core LOB applications. I think everybody knows SAP from our core applications, SuccessFactors, Ariba, Fieldglass, what have you. Yeah? If you connect to that, you want to connect in a trusted way. That means live. In context. If I have a currency setting that changed in a live connection, I want that to be applied. Not like the competition does, that I need to move the data and we do it again. No, I don't want to have that. I want that to be applied in context. Yeah. Third element is all about smart transition. Yeah. If you have your analytics embedded in core applications, linked with a federated data warehouse cloud, you can make the transition super smart. It's live, that's one. It is in context, I already applied to that. Yeah, and it reuses the semantics of each other. Yeah? So I think those are three important elements that I wanted to call out to you. If we go a little bit more in detail, yeah, then we see that stack, Juergen talked about it, BTP, the Business Technology Platform, that is really the core technology stack that we position over here. And that stack basically works on the principles of three core values. One is if you master and control the volume of data, wherever it resides, on-premise, in the cloud, private cloud, public cloud, hot data, cold data, where have you. But if you master and control the volume of data, and on top, if you master and control the quality of the data, governed, in context, think data warehouse cloud. And three, if you master and control the consumption of data as in monitoring, looking back, business intelligence, planning, looking forward, projection, and simulation, augmentation. Well, if you bring those three elements together, master and controlling volume, quality, and usage, then you have what we call the data superpower. Our official naming for that is the Business Technology Platform, that core layer that you see over here on the screen. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on two out of those layers, the data to analytics, so the top layer and the second layer. So let's have a look at that data to analytics solution path. And that is a long circle which you can all touch. Yeah? That starts with connectivity, replication, or even federation ideally. Yeah? So live connections, and it moves over to tiering and persistency, all on multi-cloud vendor systems in our case. Yeah? And then you come to that area where you start discovering the data, protecting it, profiling it, and even lineage, yeah? Looking back to where the root cause of certain issues might be. Yeah? That moves over to a central layer of modeling, of semantics, where Data Warehouse Cloud and Analytics Cloud are so strong, yeah, to reuse that from each other. We go into that area. That is where all your business value is, formulas, currency settings, all that stuff. Yeah? And then we go one step further, even towards the element of business content. Yeah? We provide a ton of business content with our products to give you a kickstart. Juergen will talk about that later on. But there's even another area of business content that is the brand new data marketplace, where you can very easily use some of the big public data sources that are available in the world. And then we end up in the end in a closed loop consumption layer, the business intelligence, the monitoring, the projection with planning, and the simulation with augmentation. Well, we are going to zoom in a little bit today on the top left-hand side of the slide, that analytics path. And let me go over there a little bit to give you an idea how a full data to analytics element could look like. This is the CFO dashboard that we provide as a business content layer. And you might think, hey, this is just a dashboard. Well, it is not. It is way more than a dashboard. This is Analytics Cloud combined with Data Warehouse Cloud that evaluates data from S4HANA, SuccessFactors, really tailored towards its CFO. The CFO gets all his key KPIs. He can drill in and gets the data from SuccessFactors and S4HANA blended, so he can see how his resource planning is, or where he should invest, or where certain areas of attention are. This is all prepackaged in a module which we call the CFO Dashboard. And it's a nice example how you can see how that data to value path really is coming together. Just wanted to show you this example. Well, Analytics Cloud, I already mentioned a few times, has that closed loop principle. Monitoring, planning, simulation coming together. And how does such a closed loop look like? Well, it starts with the ask of the business. I want to understand a certain business question, where you start analyzing, and based on your first analysis, you might want to do a little bit of what-if simulation. We use the predictive engine part of Analytics Cloud for that. What happens if I change this metric or invest a bit more in that one? How does that affect, for example, the margin, to give you an example? And based on that what-if simulation, you might take certain business decisions that affect your planning. So you adapt within Analytics Cloud your planning numbers. And once you've done that, you want to know, hey, did I do well? So you go back and start analyzing again, verifying your updated budget and forecasting numbers in the tool, and you come back in the monitor and process section, and the loop starts all over again. I'm going to be very blunt to you. SAP Analytics Cloud and SAP as a whole is the only company who can really do this closed loop analysis. There is no alternative in the world. And I've used the word Analytics Cloud now many, many times. And I know Juergen is very keen to explain you a little bit more about SAP Analytics Cloud and how such a wonderful product it is.
Now you heard the first things about SAP Analytics Cloud. And what I would like to do in the next minutes is to give you more insights regarding SAP Analytics Cloud. So somebody asked me, hey Juergen, is Analytics Cloud new? I was not able to hear that. The answer is no, it's not new. So we have the solution SAP Analytics Cloud since 7 years, unbelievable 7 years. And within this time, we were able to generate more than 5,450 customers. We have a huge growth in license adoption, and we have also more than 170 reference customers. Once again, it's not a new product, it's really a proven technology. Other questions I received is, so Juergen, can you explain me SAP Analytics Cloud very easy and simple? And my answer is every time, SAP Analytics Cloud is first complete. We heard this from Iver some seconds ago. SAP Analytics Cloud is also intelligent and is providing context. And number 3, SAP Analytics Cloud is connected. So what does this mean? And I will give you more infos regarding these 3 topics. Number 1, complete. Complete means we will have one solution where more or less everything for the information worker within our company is inside. So that means, you will see this here on the screen, on the one side we have analytics solutions, visualizations, but we are not stopping here. So if we are looking really for more information, we are able to do some predictions. And last but not least, when we think, hey, we have to do something, we have to adjust something, but we have to create a plan, there is also planning inside. So that's the meaning of complete. One solution really for everything for the information worker. On this slide, you will see the logical architecture of SAP Analytics Cloud. Iver already mentioned this architecture, and what he also mentioned is we have three main components within this architecture. On the one side, we have BI, Business Intelligence, we have augmented analytics, and enterprise planning. We are also able to connect to different data sources. Please think about the film, about the concert at the beginning. And by doing these three components, BI, augmented analytics, and enterprise planning, we are able to provide all this content on top via stories, via the digital boardroom, via our applications, analytical applications, but we are also integrated into Microsoft Excel. The next topic was intelligence context. So what I would like to tell you here is, and Iver mentioned that also, we will have now, and we will have also in the future, so many data, and it's really not possible to analyze the data by your own. Just drilling down, slicing and dicing is really not working. And therefore, we have intelligent solutions. And I will give you some insights regarding these solutions. On the one side, we have Search to Insight, which means we are able to talk to the system. We have also Smart Insights, so where we can go into the system and we can ask for more and more information behind that one. Hidden information, which are really not visible at the moment because we are just having a KPI, but not the whole data behind that one. We have also the forecasting and also different prediction models. And when I ask you, hey, what is the easiest way to ask for information? When you are looking for some information in the internet, what is your way to go to the internet and what is your way to find a solution? Yeah? What is your answer? And the answer is quite simple. Normally you go into a search engine like Google and you are typing your question. And this is exactly how SAP Analytics Cloud is doing this. So we are providing a search functionality like Google. So if you have a question, you can type your question into a field and the system is going into the data and will give you the result of your questions. So what you see here is an example for gross margin, and the result will or can be a graph or can be a number. And in addition to this, you can also reuse these kind of graphs for stories later on. Yeah? So a very simple way for the information workers to get results. Another technology to help you to find the right answers is Smart Insights. So what is Smart Insight doing? Smart Insight is helping you to find additional information when you click on an existing graph, for example. You click on this graph and you find additional information behind these numbers, which are at the moment not visualized. Visualization is one topic within SAP Analytics Cloud. But another very, very important topic is planning. And Iver will give you more insights regarding planning in SAP Analytics Cloud.
All right, let's deep dive a little bit in planning. Super important element in the product. In fact, Analytics Cloud originally was developed as a planning product. Yeah, the BI came in later on. That's a nice thing for you to know. Let's look at planning and how we really interact with all the elements. On the left-hand side, remember, we talked about the circle of analyzing from an ask to analysis, predicting, and adapting your planning. So that circle, we need to respect that. And how do we do that with our planning engine? Basically over a number of areas. First of all, we connect directly to your financial, your expenses and your strategy planning. You see that highlighted with the blue colors on the screen. That is one. But second, and that is very important, we also connect and leverage, meaning we use the planning engines in the LOB applications like SuccessFactors, like Supply Chain, or even Concur. Yeah. And third, in orange, we are able to consolidate all those planning areas. So SAP Analytics Cloud, you will notice that, will be key when it comes to planning processes and planning interactions everywhere within SAP. Everywhere within SAP. Yeah, that is a very important element. While talking about planning is one, showing it is even more fun. Yeah, so let's have a look at the following example that I brought to you. You see in the middle of the screen that I have over here a set of sample data with actuals of Q1 2020. I'm going to use those actuals to fill in my missing quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. What is happening on the screen is that I use the historical data, use my predictive engine to predict my budgets. That is super important. So I select the data set, the training data set, I select the grain, I select the metric that I want to use, and of course I need the date. Yeah, and I select 9 months to predict. 9 months means 3 quarters. So I'm training the data set as we speak, and the moment I save it, I can apply it back to the planning data. And guess what is happening? Yeah, I'm going to use my predictions, yeah, for the missing quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4 numbers, and that I, in the end, am able to see where I'm going to land. Well, in the meantime, you see in the demonstration that I'm defining the training model. Yeah, I'm training the data as we speak. I get feedback. You see the mean average percentage error numbers on the screen. So I can all zoom in on that and accept my predictions, which I'm doing over here by saving it. And if I now go back to the dashboard, which you will see in a sec, look at that. When I refresh the data, look on the right side of the dashboard, you see the planning numbers coming in. And on the top right hand side, you see that I'm going to land 45 million below my budget, so I better take some action. Yeah, this is predictive planning at work. This is how it works. Really, within Analytics Cloud, we use the predictive engine, yeah, to connect to planning models and predict our budgets, in this case for quarter 2, 3, and 4. Super important element that one of our key customers in Switzerland picked up. Yeah, so Roche, well-known, huge pharmaceutical company, is using this technology to lowering their forecasting cycles. They had initially a forecasting cycles of many weeks that they had to go through to every time cycle. They could bring that back to 2 hours using our SAP Analytics Cloud predictive planning capabilities. And this is one use case that they applied. They are currently looking into apply the same technology to other use cases. So Roche is a very nice example where you can see this happening in reality. And what I think is really cool about predictive planning is that the outcome is super tangible. Super tangible. I can apply it immediately. So very powerful technology. Yeah. Another thing that I want to call out a little bit using SAP Analytics Cloud is a small element in the product which we ship with it called Analytics Catalog. And what is Analytics Catalog? Analytics Catalog is really a central place for your end users to start opening their dashboards. And let's be honest to each other. Yeah? There are no companies anymore today that just use one analytics tool. Everybody has Qlik, Power BI, Tableau, what have you, and hopefully also SAP Analytics Cloud. And your end users couldn't care less with what product a dashboard is made. They just want to have access to the right data. Well, then they might want to have a look at Analytics Catalog, which is embedded in Analytics Cloud. What it does, it is a central catalog where I can super easily navigate through cards that represent the dashboards. And I can open a card and I get a whole bunch of metadata, which you see on the screen right now, multi-language, what have you. Yeah, and I can open that dashboard. Analytics Catalog is not, underline, is not limited to SAP Analytics Cloud dashboards. You can also add your business objects dashboards there, your Power BI ones, your Tableau ones, Excel, PowerPoint. One place driven by single sign-on where your end users go to benefit and open their dashboards. It's part of Analytics Cloud, it ships with it. It's super simple and super useful. Another element that for me is important and Juergen talked about when he showed the logical architecture is Analytics Designer. Again, shipped with Analytics Cloud. No separate licenses, it's part of the product. And what is Analytics Designer all about? If you have a need to customize completely your dashboards, Analytics Designer is the way to go. You can script against it. It comes with a bunch of APIs and it allows you to embed Analytics Cloud dashboards in third-party applications. It uses the full engine of Analytics Cloud, so you can do your BI, your planning, and your predictive scenarios in it. On the screen you see an example where we have a little widget with a QR code that I can manage and operate with my phone. Yeah, so typically a dashboard like this you could see in a factory hanging on the ceiling with all the metrics, and I just manage it with my phone. Talking Analytics Designer, I think I also have a little nice announcement to make for this year. As of the middle of 2022, we as Solution and Product Management will start working on Story 2.0. And what it means is that we will start working on merging the artifact of a story with the artifact of an analytical application with the artifact of a digital boardroom all in one. Yeah, we will start the developments, you will see the outcome in H2, but in the end you will have one place where you create and consume stories, analytical applications and digital boardroom, and a seamless integration. And I think that's a very nice thing that we can expect. To see Analytics Designer at work in another example, have a look at this dashboard. Yeah, this one is super cool. It's a KPI-driven dashboard, again made with Analytics Designer, and then users just select the KPIs they want to see. Yeah, and create their own tailored dashboard with a few clicks. Over here you can see it. I can click the tiles, interact with it, play with the data, zoom in, run some of the correlation algorithms that Juergen talked about with Smart Insights, or search to insight the Google way. You can all do that. Yeah, Analytics Designer. Analytics Designer also leverages some of the business content. Yes, all the business content packages, they use some of the Analytics Designer technology. And I think we want to listen to Juergen a little bit to talk about that business content which we ship with Analytics Cloud.
Iver showed you a second ago a great dashboard, but you have to create it somehow. It was easy, and it's really easy to create stories within SAP Analytics Cloud. But we decided also to give you really a quick start to ship prepared content for you. And believe it or not, they are free of charge. So that means if you have SAP Analytics Cloud, you can use these content packages for free. And we have more than 100 line of business or industry content packages available for you, and we are not stopping preparing them. And what I would like to do is I would like to introduce you to one of these packages, because I think this one is really interesting for you. And this package is about sustainability. So we have a product called SAP Sustainability Control Tower. And what we are doing within this package is we are visualizing different sustainability KPIs. So that means if you have licenses for SAP Analytics Cloud or Data Warehouse Cloud, this package is included. Now you will think, okay, cool. Is it really helping me? Yes, it will help you. And I tell you why. Because behind this content is a lot of context. And the context and the content is aligned to the World Economic Forum. So we are following the 4 pillars of principle of governance, planet, people, and prosperity. And behind that one are also additional KPIs. And you will see it here on the screen. For example, for the planet, it's not just carbon footprint, it's also water consumption and many other KPIs. For the people, it's, for example, pay equality or wage level. And you will have the possibility, and this is my strong recommendation, we will have at March 24th, at the same time now, also a great presentation about sustainability. The last topic regarding the 3 topics for SAP Analytics Cloud was connected. So what does this mean? Once again, think about the concert. Think about the conductor who brought all the musicians together. SAP Analytics Cloud is also able to bring all these different data sources together. Not just SAP data, also other data sources. And we are also able to use the context of our SAP applications, like SAP Ariba, Concur, SuccessFactors or SAP Fieldglass. I give you an example. Within SAP SuccessFactors, SAP Analytics Cloud is already included. You will see it here. By entering SAP SuccessFactors, you are using SAP Analytics Cloud technology. We are not stopping here. We have more for you, and about these topics, roadmap and strategy, Iver is giving you more insights.
All right, let's look and talk about the strategy that we as product management team have defined for the product for the next few years. That strategy is basically around three principles. First principle is investments that we do on the roadmap in the product, all about enterprise analytics. And this is about key things like improving usability and performance. If you look at what we delivered in QRC Q4 as well as Q3 last year, that is massive, so way better performance, countless enhancement on the usability area. And what is coming, for example, is applying that same principle of usability and performance also to Analytics Designer. Those are investments that we are currently doing. We heard a lot about today from Juergen about business content, interactivity to LOB applications. Well, business content also means that sometimes we need to adjust a little bit in the product, so we invest over there because we feel business content is super essential to deliver with the product. So a number of investments are over there. When it comes to data discovery, slicing and dicing through the product, we made a big decision. Data Analyzer, part of Analytics Cloud, Data Analyzer is the engine that we use for the future. So everything is now we build to Data Analyzer. Data Analyzer means I can connect to HANA, CDS View or BW query without creating a model. Username, login, I slice and dice. What can you expect from us pretty soon? Currently that is table driven. We will add visualizations, commenting, all that stuff will come. So Data Analyzer is the key engine to go forward with the product, with the data discovery elements. And there were some investments in predictive monitoring and alerting to come. So keep an eye on that roadmap. Second element is around decision intelligence, investment area on that space. We showed you the example of predictive planning. Juergen talked about smart insights. We will continue investing in that augmentation, but we will limit on the augmentation that has very tangible outcome. Meaning, think about what-if analysis. We currently do that for planning models. We will also do that for BI models. A lot of investments in that what-if space coming up. We also improve process and approval workflows, for example. That's another element that we will invest in. And of course, the new model, one single model to go forward with our product. Lastly, big investment areas. We talked about today the natural twin, I would dare to call them, of Analytics Cloud and Data Warehouse Cloud. They work perfectly well together. We even strengthening that interoperability between the two products. Last element of that strategy is the integration part of our investments. That is all about a way deeper integration that we want to create towards our core applications. We're also looking into composable BI. Composable BI, really something for the future where you want to make small compositions of the combination of Data Warehouse Cloud, Analytics Designer that you can use in tailored apps, for example. Super powerful. Also, already mentioned the collaboration, the interoperability between Analytics Cloud and Data Warehouse Cloud will be a part of our investments. This is the overview of our strategy for analytics. If you want to go detail, you can always go to the Roadmap Explorer that we have live on the websites. So the link will be provided to you, and that Roadmap Explorer is the single version of the truth. Public website that not only applies to Analytics Cloud, but to every product of SAP. highlighting a little bit the key investments areas, specifically for example, the BI element. You see them on the screen over here. Yeah, so I think most of them I already mentioned. Data warehouse cloud integration and interoperability, super important thing that you can expect a lot from in 2022. Data exploration driven by data analyzer. I told it to you a few times. The support for live data sources, yeah, so the deeper integration also towards HANA and BW. Yeah, supporting multiple hierarchies, for example, in BW, that's all coming, and enriching the commenting that we're picking up. Performance and usability may be the most important one. Yeah, usability, way better, you've seen it, input controls, commenting, performance tips, all that stuff falls under the chapter of usability, where we massively invest, now also coming to Analytics Designer, as well as the performance. Yeah. And embedding, we still have a part of the embedding to do in our core applications. So Cloud for HANA is already there, S4HANA integration and field class integration. But for example, we want to invest a little bit more to also embed SAC in Concur. Yeah, so this for the roadmap. Another thing, imagine you are a user of Analytics Cloud. You start using it, or you maybe already a bit of an advanced user, and people all the time ask to me and to Juergen, hey, where should I go? Where do I get the best information? I'm going to summarize that for you. If you are a user of Analytics Cloud, whatever level you are, there is one place to go. You go to the SAP community for analytics. Over there you find everything, whether it's planning, BI or predictive, best practices, onboarding guides, tricks, release notes, everything is on that SAP community. We centralize everything towards that area. What we also will mention on that community, we most recently ran a open SAP planning expert course. That course you can still take. It is of course free of charge, and it's really an expert level for planning. I'm very happy today to announce to you that we will also deliver an open SAP BI expert course as of April 19th. That BI expert course for SAP Analytics Cloud is meant for people who are already a bit familiar with the product. 5 weeks, certified, with the best trainers. I'm there as well. My whole team is there. So definitely try to use and follow that course. If you want to see some of the products in action, you can always go to the YouTube channel. And I think we provided the links over here where you can find feature overviews and demonstrations, connection guides, and again, best practices that you can apply in the product. If you think it's all a bit too much and you really want the information to be pushed to you, I happen to be quite active on LinkedIn, and I created a dedicated LinkedIn group for analytics, which you can click there as well, and then I bring the community messaging to your desk. We talked about a number of innovations, and we get sometimes questions, people always have, hey, I would have hoped that would come in a product, and hey, can you get me that? And I understand those questions. What I did for you is just give you a little bit of overview what happened in 2021. So we delivered the impressive number of 188 new features and functions in the product in 1 year. Yeah, so it's massively evolving, and we invest an enormous amount of it. You see an overview of all these features and functions on the screen, and I called out a number of them on the right-hand side. Yeah, we introduced new model. We introduced many APIs for Analytics Designer. Planning Export API, recently done. Predictive Planning was introduced. We did Analytics Catalog, now also available on the mobile app. Well, it's too much to all mention to you. Yeah? And I think that is a very impressive result of our development and product management teams. But if you have questions, and you have certain wishes that you want for us to put on the roadmap, then there's also one portal that is important for you. Yeah, don't send emails, but go to the influence portal where you can launch your idea and ask for an enhancement request. That is the only place where our development teams and product management teams go to validate enhancement requests on that influence portal. Last year, out of the 188 features, 67 of them were selected and delivered. And I'm very proud to let you know that the top 3 influence ideas that we have collected over there are planned to be delivered in 2022. And yes, we do get do and do for within the product in edit mode. Yeah, it will come. Well, you see the elements called out over here.
Thank you, Iver. Very impressive. So we heard quite a lot about roadmap. We heard a lot about strategy. We heard a lot about functionalities, etc., etc. I would like to summarize this for you a little bit. So why SAP Analytics Cloud? And the first topic is for sure, it's really complete. It's complete, intelligence and connected. And we heard about this, the 3 components of analytics, prediction and planning in one solution. The second topic is the connectivity. So it's really important that we are able to connect to every kind of data sources, and especially the topic that we are able to connect live to the data sources. And by bringing all the data together, that is the third point, we are able to make these confident decisions. And the last topic from Iver was about all these innovations. You see that is so amazing how fast and how many innovations are coming to SAP Analytics Cloud. Iver, is something missing?
I don't know, Juergen. I don't think you missed anything. I'm super proud to be here to talk with you, Juergen, on this topic. We see the success of Analytics Cloud resonating in the market. Juergen sees it every day. I see it every day. We are super proud, and I think 2022 can only be a walking year, to my opinion.
It will. So thank you very much for joining us. And if you have questions, just drop us a note. And we hope it was interesting for you, and hope to see you soon. Yeah. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.